Today we're going to be going over the Java solution for Leetcode 3. Longest substring without repeating characters. Given a string s, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. Pretty simple enough. Basically, the idea here is that we're going to be given a string s, and we just have to find what is the longest continuous substring we could make that contains only unique characters. So, for example, in this case right here, the longest they told us is 3. So, one example of that would be ABC. This only contains unique characters. So, you have A, B, and C. If we extended the A, B, C, A, this contains 2 A's, which means not all the characters are unique. And even if we look at something like this contains 2 B's and 2 C's. So, this is not a valid string or substring either. With example 2, all of them are the same letter, so the biggest one we can make is just of length 1. And then right here, another one, length 3, that would probably be KEW. So this is a pretty good sliding window problem, and basically I'm going to be coding along and explain what that is, but the basic gist of it is we're going to keep track of two indices, sort of a left and a right, and that's going to represent the two ends of our sliding window. And, the sliding window can grow and shrink, but basically, the two ends, left and right, those are going to represent like valid strings. Anything, the window between them is going to be valid. If it's not, we're going to basically change it. So, the idea is if we have a substring that contains unique characters, we can increase the right side so it can grow. And then if we ever reach a point where the substring basically contains duplicates or not all the elements are unique, then we can start shrinking it until the substring that we have currently is valid. And along the way, we're going to be keeping track of the maximum length of the window and then return the maximum length we ever found as we traverse this string. Okay, so let's code it. First, we're gonna look through the edge case where the length of the string is 0, in which case we can't make anything of it. The maximum is gonna be 0. Else, if it is at least 1 or greater, then we could keep track of our maximum, and our maximum is going to be at the very minimum the length of 1, because you can see right here in example 2, even though all of them are the same, we could always make a substring of length 1 which contains only uniques. Next, we're going to have our left and right indices, which are going to represent the ends of our sliding window. For the left, I'm gonna make it an integer that's gonna grow if the window contains any duplicates. And for the right index, I'm just gonna have it be a for loop. Okay, but now we also need to keep track of all the characters inside our sliding window, so we know if there are any duplicates, and we know, when we've gotten rid of the duplicate and we have only unique characters. So you could do this in many ways, but I'm just going to do it with a hash map. Hash map, there we go. So here, map, as we go along and basically increase our sliding window, we're going to put in the characters that we see so we can always refer to them and see, okay, does our map right now contain any duplicates, in which case we know we have to shrink our window. And then our integers is going to represent the frequency of which those characters appear, which usually should, I think, at maximum should be 2. But anyway, let's go through it. So number 1, we're going to go through the case in which there are duplicates in our map. In which case we could say if map.contains key s.char at I, so it contains, so the map already contains this value, which means, we have a duplicate now. So what we can do is shrink our window by removing the leftmost with the left index and increasing our left index. So we can do this by just removing s.char at left and incrementing our left, so we're basically shrinking our window. And this is going to continue until we have removed that duplicate character that we added. So it's going to keep continuing until we remove it. If this is not the case, then basically our sliding window right now contains only uniques, in which case now we can just increase our sliding window, and that's just gonna be done with the for loop. But also as we go along, we got to put in the character as we see it. So we're gonna put in the character and also the frequency. So map.get or default of map.get s.char at I or 0 and then plus 1. So it's gonna, if it doesn't exist, then we're gonna put it as a frequency 1. And then now we just gotta keep track. Okay, right now is our sliding window. Is the length of the sliding window bigger than what we've previously stored as the maximum length of it? In which case, if it is, then we could just turn that into our new maximum. So max is gonna equal math.max between our original max and I minus left. So this represents the basically the two ends of our sliding window, and then plus 1 since this is index based. So, and then at the end we can just return our max. So let's see if it works. Okay, great. Now let's submit it. Okay, great. So that was longest substring without repeating characters.